Hi everyone, in this episode of Teaching Around the World, I'm going to be talking about the merits of education. This Teaching Around the World tag series was developed by Nicolas from A Happy Teacher True Story, Alyssa from Emerging Educator and myself, and together we came up with a bunch of questions to last all year long. The perception of teachers in Australia is generally pretty positive. Most people that I speak to in my circles are kind of impressed when they find out that I'm a high school teacher in particular, because most people have the opinion that teenagers are very difficult to deal with, which is unfair, and I see that I go up in their estimation a little bit when they find out that I'm a high school teacher. Of course, I occasionally come across people who have a negative perception of teachers and who go on about all the holidays that we get and working from 9 to 3, which is totally inaccurate, of course, as you know, if you're a teacher. But I guess I just find that I don't really mix with those sorts of people. Those sorts of people don't mix in my circles regularly, so it's only on the very odd occasion. Whenever I get negative comments like that, I tend to just go along the lines of, well, it's not too late for you to become a teacher if you think it's a really great job, a really cushy job. And that's enough to get them to just go, no way, thanks, there's no way I could do that. So it's easy to get people to think about what they're actually saying with a comment such as that. Obviously there are going to be pockets of people in every community who don't have a positive opinion or perception of teachers, and that's something that I think we're always going to struggle with. I think the reason for that is that every person in the Western world has sat in a classroom as a student, and therefore they think that they know what it's like to be a teacher, when in fact nobody knows what it's like to be a teacher until you've actually stood in front of that class and tried to teach it. The other thing is, teaching is something that's really hard to quantify. And there's a wonderful quote from a book that I read recently called Playground Duty by Ned Manning, and it goes along the lines of everything that a teacher does, making a child feel valued, making a child feel worthwhile, watching them grow and being a part of that growth. How can you put that into league tables and percentages and, even grades? How can you put all of that work that we do into one little figure, one little number? And I guess for the community, it's hard for them to evaluate what we do, because we work with human beings and what we do is so holistic and so fully encompassing that it's very, very difficult to explain to people and for them to see what we actually do. If I could inform the community about education, I would tell them that teachers really, really care about the children of our community, almost as much as the parents do. In some cases, more than the parents do in sad situations. And it's hard for people to grasp that. I would also tell them that the hours that we work are not. I'd also try and show them, all of my friends and people around me know the hours that I work are not just 9 to 3 and that I work in holidays. But that's the sort of thing that I would explain to community people if they were willing to hear it. The myths that I would like to set straight are that people do teaching because they couldn't get into anything else, they couldn't get into another university degree. And I would like to tell them that most teachers come into it because they feel it's a calling, they feel it's something that they are designed and meant to do. I would tell them that it's not cushy, that standing in front of 30 teenagers and keeping the lids on everybody and actually getting them to do some meaningful work is so complex and so difficult at times. Fun too though. And I think everybody's going to say this, but I would say that the holidays aren't what other people perceive them to be. The holidays are A, a very well-deserved break, and B, I think I've heard people say, collection of overtime. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to go and check out the other people's videos, which I will link underneath here. I'll also put a playlist of last month's videos, so the January videos up here for you to check out if you want to go and have a look at those. And other than that, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.